Hello again. Today we are going to talk about perspective because perspective is everything. You can have 20 people having the same experience and some people will love it, some of them will hate it, some are going to be neutral, some will be looking for the best in the situation, and then others are going to look at the worst. You can be one of the ones who will look on the bright side, or you can have a negative outlook. Whichever one you decide is fine because you have room to keep growing and shifting your perspective and making your experiences better and better. In fact, if you look at situations as drastic as the Holocaust and the people that suffer through that, some people are going to talk about the pain that they went through emotionally and physically. And then you have people like Viktor Frankl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning. He talks about the kindness that he saw in people, how people were willing to give the only food that they had because they saw that other people needed it more than they did. And he saw how people helped each other and the expression of gratitude for the small things that they were able to have. Again, perspective is everything. And what I want to do with you today is to help shift your perspective in two ways. The first way is when you tell yourself, well, I have to do this. I have to go to work. I have to write this paper. I have to change this diaper, have to get up, it's Monday. What I want you to do is shift that terminology from saying I have to I get to. The reason I say this is that words are so critical to our state of emotions. The I have to's could land you in a state of frustration or irritation all the way down to powerlessness on the emotional guidance scale. If you've ever been in a position where you didn't have a job but desired to have one, you may have experienced some of those lower level feelings. Or if you've ever lost a child and now have to change diapers or have to wake up in the middle of a night for a feeding, a change in perspective and a feeling of gratitude or appreciation for a healthy baby changes your entire state. You get to love on that baby and you get to care for her. It's no longer a chore. You get to write out checks or you get to pay bills online because you have the means to do it and others aren't as fortunate as you are. You get to help your kids with their homework. Now that one may be a little bit of a stretch, believe me. I know how that one can be, but I've had to personally change my perspective and I'm grateful to be more involved in their learning process and I get joy when I see them finally get it after they've had trouble. So that's it for I have to. And what I want you to do throughout the day is think of the things that you normally would do or would have to do and make mental note of it. As you're speaking, or if you're thinking of something and one of those comes up, change it to I get to and write it down. I get to do some work today. I get to pick up groceries from the store. I just want you to shift that perspective. The other change I would like you to make is I can't. Some people can't and they say it's just their reality. They can't do this because of that, or have too much going on in their lives, or they don't have enough money. The moment they say they can't, it tells the mind to move on, and that's what the mind will do. It won't waste any more time or energy on that thing. It stops looking for ways to make it happen. You'd be surprised at how creative we are and what we're able to accomplish in the right frame of mind. We can create anything that we want in our lives, but the moment we put that limitation on ourselves, that creation process stops. People say they want things in their lives, but they put obstacles up and then they never achieve them. So I want you to do the same thing with I can't that you'll do with I have to. Whenever an I can't comes up, I want you to write down a how can I? How can I get my son to enjoy reading? How can I get all the cleaning done around the house? How can I create more time in my life? How can I enjoy the work that I do? How can I retire early and relax on the beach? What that does is it opens up the door of possibility. Your mind will start seeking possibilities to make your desires happen. And it sounds very simple, but it's very powerful. So again, what I want you to do is grab your notebook and write down your I get to's and your how can I's. Reframe those experiences and watch for the shift that takes place. You will feel more empowered and you'll create more happiness in your life. And every time you find one of those I get to's or a how can I want you to write it down and say it out loud to yourself 5 times. You're not only recognizing it and writing it, but you're also seeing it with your eyes and hearing it, which is going to reinforce it in your brain and it'll hardwire that belief within you. This is a simple action that will make a big impact in creating happiness and joy in your daily life. Remember, you get to, and there is a way. It's just asking the question, how can I? Go ahead and enjoy it. Have fun.